Hey there, fellow economic adventurers. Tonight, we're diving into the thrilling world of tariffs. Yeah, I know, riveting stuff. But before you change the channel, trust me on this one. Tariffs might seem about as exciting as watching paint dry, but they have this sneaky way of impacting our lives in ways we don't always see coming. Think of them as the hidden fees of the global economy, those extra charges that mysteriously appear on your bill and make you question your faith in humanity. These pesky little charges on imported goods might seem harmless at first glance, but lurking beneath the surface is a dark undercurrent of fear that can ripple through the entire global economy. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to expose the hidden impact of tariffs and how they can send shivers down the spines of businesses and consumers alike. It's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, let's start with the basics. What exactly are tariffs? In the simplest terms, tariffs are taxes on imported goods. Think of them as little border walls for products. Governments slap these charges on goods coming from other countries for a few different reasons. The most common reason? To protect domestic industries. The idea is that by making foreign goods more expensive, people will buy more stuff made at home. Tariffs can also be used as bargaining chips in international trade deals. You know, like when your toddler refuses to eat their vegetables unless you promise them extra dessert. It's all about leverage, baby. On paper, tariffs seem like a simple solution to complex problems. But like that easy IKEA furniture assembly, things can get messy, real quick. Here's where the fear factor comes into play. See, businesses thrive on predictability. They need to know the rules of the game to plan for the future. Tariffs throw a wrench into the whole system, creating uncertainty and making businesses nervous. Imagine you're a small business owner who relies on imported materials to make your products. Suddenly, bam, tariffs hit, and your costs skyrocket. Now you're faced with some tough choices: raise prices, cut costs, possibly meaning layoffs, or eat the difference and watch your profits dwindle. None of those options are particularly appealing, are they? Consumers feel the pinch too. Higher tariffs mean higher prices for everything from cars and washing machines to avocados and coffee. Remember that avocado toast you love so much? Yeah, get ready to pay extra for that. This uncertainty and fear can have a ripple effect throughout the entire economy, leading to decreased investment, reduced consumer spending, and slower economic growth. It's like a bad case of economic indigestion. Now, you might be thinking, okay, John, but surely there have been times when tariffs worked out okay, right? And the answer is, not really. History is littered with examples of tariffs backfiring spectacularly. Take the infamous Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. This misguided piece of legislation slapped tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods, hoping to protect American jobs during the Great Depression. The result? It was an economic disaster. Other countries retaliated with tariffs of their own, global trade plummeted, and the Great Depression spiraled even further out of control. Oops. And it's not just ancient history, folks. In recent years, we've seen the Trump administration impose tariffs on goods from China, sparking a trade war that hurt businesses and consumers on both sides of the Pacific. The lesson here? Tariffs are a bit like playing with fire. You might think you're in control, but things can escalate quickly and everyone gets burned in the end. Section 5. The short game. Immediate pain points of tariffs. So we've established that tariffs can create fear and uncertainty. But what about the concrete, short-term economic consequences? Well, hold on to your hats, because it's about to get bumpy. First up, we have higher prices for consumers. Remember those avocados we talked about? Get ready to say goodbye to your daily dose of avocado toast, because those prices are going up, up, up. And it's not just avocados. Everything from cars to clothing will likely get more expensive. But it's not just consumers who feel the pain. Businesses get squeezed too. Higher tariffs mean increased costs for imported materials, which can eat into profits and force businesses to make tough decisions like raising prices or laying off workers. And let's not forget about the impact on innovation. When businesses are busy trying to navigate the choppy waters of tariffs, they have less time and resources to focus on developing new products and technologies. So much for progress, right? Section 6. The long game. Tariffs and the erosion of economic growth. But the real kicker is the long-term impact of tariffs. See, tariffs might seem like a quick fix to protect domestic industries, but in reality, they often do more harm than good over the long haul. For starters, tariffs can stifle economic growth. When countries erect trade barriers, it disrupts the flow of goods and services, making it harder for businesses to operate efficiently and reach new markets. This can lead to slower economic growth, reduced productivity, and fewer job opportunities. What's more, tariffs can discourage foreign investment. When countries start slapping tariffs on goods, it sends a signal to the rest of the world that they're not open for business. This can make foreign investors think twice about putting their money into a country, which can stifle innovation and economic development. In a nutshell, tariffs might seem like a good idea in the short term, but their long-term consequences can be devastating. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It might seem like it's working at first, but you're just making the problem worse in the long run. Section 7. The global village gets smaller. Retaliation and trade wars. Remember that whole global economy thing we talked about earlier? Well, tariffs have a nasty habit of turning that whole interconnected world into a bit of a free-for-all. See, when one country imposes tariffs, other countries often retaliate with tariffs of their own. It's like a game of economic chicken, with each country trying to outdo the other with trade barriers. This can quickly escalate into a full-blown trade war, with everyone losing out in the end. Remember the trade war between the US and China? Yeah, that was a prime example of how tariffs can spiral out of control. Both countries imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of each other's goods, leading to higher prices for consumers, uncertainty for businesses, and slower economic growth on both sides. The moral of the story? Tariffs might seem like a good idea in isolation, but in our interconnected world, they can have far-reaching consequences that hurt everyone involved. Section 8. The future of trade. Cooperation or conflict. So, where do we go from here? The future of global trade hangs in the balance, and the choices we make today will have a profound impact on our economic well-being for generations to come. Will we continue down a path of protectionism and trade wars, where countries try to protect their own interests at the expense of others? Or will we choose cooperation and collaboration, working together to break down trade barriers and create a more prosperous future for all? The answer, my friends, is up to us. We can choose to learn from the mistakes of the past and embrace a future of open trade and economic cooperation. Or we can repeat the errors of history, leading us down a path of economic uncertainty and global conflict. The choice is ours. Let's choose wisely. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the tariff tightrope. Well, folks, there you have it. The hidden impact of tariffs: fear, uncertainty, and a whole lot of economic consequences. Tariffs might seem like a simple solution to complex problems, but as we've seen, they often create more problems than they solve. They create fear and uncertainty for businesses, lead to higher prices for consumers, and can stifle economic growth in the long run. As we navigate the complexities of the global economy, it's crucial that we remember the lessons of the past and choose cooperation over conflict. Let's work together to break down trade barriers, promote fair competition, and create a more prosperous future for all. After all, a rising tide lifts all boats. Unless, of course, those boats are weighed down by tariffs. Then we're all just sunk. That's our show, everybody. Good night.